Um, when I first started running, I was 36, very late in life of running, and I didn't have any reason to want to get out there and do any running at all. It all started with my son playing soccer in San Francisco, and I was 238 pounds, sitting there and wondering how, anyway, his coach said to me, why don't you, in order to stay warm, why don't you just run around the polo field? And I go, you gotta be kidding. Really, huh? But anyway, I start running, and most runners who are out of shape, they will know that everything itch when you start to run. Well, that's what happened to me. I started to itch, and I said, this is not fun. Well, later, it was one of the biggest small races in the world, which is called Day of the Breakers. So my son's coach said, let's go out and do a run walk, and I did, and I thought I was going to die. And then 3 months later, there was another race going by the house, and my son's coach was from London, and I called him and I said, Arthur, I think that's the Beta Breakers going by the house again. And he said, no, my dear, that is not the Breakers. That is San Francisco Marathon. And I said, oh, I think I can run that. So I dashed out of the house and I started running. I didn't know that a marathon was 26.6. He later told me that, my dear, you have to train, and you have to train bloody hard. So I said, well, like how? And so I don't know if any of you Olympic runners know Sister Marian. She's a nun in San Francisco. Well, I would go to the Golden Gate Park and run through the Golden Gate Park, and there comes this lady flying by me. She was 56 years old at the time, and then I finally learned that this lady is my son's principal at Sacred Heart School. But to make this story short, I did the next year, I trained and I ran the San Francisco Marathon, and then I got this application in mail to say that there's a marathon in London. So I said, oh, I think I'll just go to London and do that. I was thinking that it was an invitation. I didn't know it was just an application. So I ran that marathon, and then there was the Paris, and I go, oh, I should do that. And so I just got hooked. And then I met Alfonso Jackson, who's my significant other. He said, so where are you going this week to run a marathon? I said, I think LA. I'm going to LA. But when he met me, he realized that I was a little chubby, fat lady, with, just with a biking cap. And so he started, the next week, he saw me in around Oakland running the Lake Merrick, and he decided that I think you need some training. And so he started training me to get faster and faster, and I hated it. I hated it today. But I did 100 marathons and said, I've had it. I don't want to do any more marathons. And then he said, well, let me take you to Tahoe. There is 100 miles going on in Tahoe. And I go, I can't because I have to go to work on Monday. And he said, well, they have to finish in 30 hours, and my friend is going to finish in 24. And I said, how do you know that? He said, because I know him. And so we went, And I just could not believe it. He said, isn't this crazy? I said, no, I love this. So I started running. The next year I trained, he trained me, and I started to run. I decided I wanted to do 100. So I did. I went to Vermont and I came in 3rd place. After that, I had the opportunity to meet Ted Corbett. Well, I got a chance to run across the bridge with Ted Corbett. And when Ted found out, or Gary found out, that I had cancer, he decided that he was going to share his father's medal with me. So I got this medal, and I'm telling you, that was part of my recovery. Not only that, I was able to run another 200 marathons. And then I told him, you know, this is too much. I want to go and do a duathlon. So I decided I just go and do a duathlon. Then I got tired of that. Then I did a century. That was no fun, and I understand about the gentleman that got hurt on the bike because I had vertigo going downhill. Then after that, I decided I want to do just hundreds. And so I did more hundreds, more 50-milers, and that's the end of my story.
Late now.